Stop everything right now and listen carefully because this story is rewriting celebrity history in real time. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment your thoughts, and share this with every fan you know because what you are about to hear is not hype, it is reality unfolding. Dylan Wang and Shen Yue are fully booked in 2025, and their explosive success has left the entire industry stunned. What happened behind closed doors, what insiders revealed, and how this power couple rose beyond expectations will leave you speechless. Stay with us until the end because this is the full story the world did not see coming. The year began quietly on the surface, but behind the scenes something extraordinary was building. Calls were being made, schedules were being filled, contracts were being signed one after another. Managers whispered, producers waited, and brands competed fiercely for time that was already gone. By the time the news surfaced, it was already too late. Dylan Wang and Shen Yue were fully booked. Every major window in their 2025 calendar was sealed. No gaps, no pauses, no breathing room. Industry insiders described it as unprecedented. Never before had two stars aligned so perfectly both in timing and influence. Dylan Wang was coming off a streak of performances that redefined his range. Shen Yue had quietly transformed her image from beloved favorite to commanding force. Together they were no longer just popular. They were dominant. Meetings that once took weeks were now settled in minutes. International offers flooded in. Streaming platforms fought for exclusivity. Fashion houses adjusted their global campaigns around their availability. One executive admitted that securing even a single appearance required months of negotiation. Another said missing out on them felt like missing the future. The pressure was intense, but neither Dylan nor Shen Yue appeared shaken. On set they moved with calm confidence. Crew members spoke of a new kind of energy. Focused, disciplined, unstoppable. There were no tantrums, no delays, no uncertainty. Every scene was executed with precision. Every public appearance felt intentional. Fans began noticing the pattern before the media did. Posters announced projects back to back. Brand reveals overlapped. Event appearances stacked upon each other. Comment sections filled with disbelief. People asked how they were doing it. Others joked that they never rested. The truth was simpler and more powerful. They had planned this moment carefully. Behind the success was strategy. Dylan had spent years choosing growth over noise. He declined roles that did not challenge him. He studied scripts deeply. He worked relentlessly. Shen Yue had done the same. She reshaped her narrative quietly. She learned when to speak and when to let her work speak for her. When they finally stood at the top, it felt sudden to the public, but it was years in the making. The industry reaction was immediate. Veteran actors expressed admiration. Directors called them dependable, rare, and focused. Brands praised their professionalism. One international producer described them as the safest and strongest investment of the year. But success came with pressure. Schedules tightened. Expectations soared. Yet those closest to them said they thrived under it. Dylan treated every project like a responsibility, not an opportunity. Shen Yue approached each role with emotional depth and clarity. Their partnership became a case study, not just as co-stars but as a shared force. When one moved forward, the other followed seamlessly. When one succeeded, the momentum lifted both. This was not coincidence. It was alignment. Events in mid-year confirmed what many suspected. Their names alone guaranteed attention. Tickets sold out instantly. Campaign launches broke engagement records. Streaming numbers surged. Every metric pointed in one direction: dominance. Even critics who once hesitated now acknowledged it. Reviews shifted tone. Analysis pieces focused on their impact. The narrative changed from popularity to legacy. Fans across continents celebrated. Edits flooded social platforms. Tributes poured in. People spoke of inspiration, of dedication, of what happens when talent meets timing and discipline. Through it all, Dylan and Shen Yue remained grounded. In interviews, they deflected praise. They thanked teams. They emphasized gratitude. They spoke of growth rather than victory. As 2025 continued unfolding, it became clear that this was not a peak. It was a foundation. Projects scheduled months ahead promised even greater reach. Global collaborations hinted at expansion. The industry prepared itself for a new era led by two names that now carried undeniable weight. By the final quarter of the year, insiders agreed on one thing. Dylan Wang and Shen Yue had not just succeeded. They had changed the rules. Because legends are not born in noise. They are built in silence and revealed in moments like this. The shock did not fade after the headlines settled. In fact, the real impact of Dylan Wang and Shen Yue being fully booked in 2025 only began to reveal itself weeks later. What initially looked like a scheduling miracle soon exposed a deeper truth. This was not luck. This was control. Behind closed doors, executives scrambled. Projects were delayed not because of lack of funding or scripts, but because two names were unavailable. Entire production calendars were reshuffled. Campaigns were rewritten. Some deals quietly collapsed because no substitute carried the same weight. Industry veterans admitted something rare was happening. Dylan Wang and Shen Yue were no longer chasing opportunities. Opportunities were chasing them. What stunned insiders most was not the volume of work but the selectiveness. Out of hundreds of offers, only a handful were accepted. Every choice followed a clear pattern. Quality, reach, and long-term positioning. This was not burnout culture. This was precision. Dylan Wang's schedule revealed a strategic arc. One major project flowed into another with escalating global exposure. Each role expanded his range rather than repeating it. Directors spoke privately about his transformation. They said he arrived early, left late, and asked questions others never thought to ask. He was no longer proving himself. He was shaping outcomes. Shen Yue's path was equally calculated but quieter. She turned down high-paying offers that lacked substance. She chose roles that demanded emotional intelligence and restraint. Critics noticed the shift. Reviews became more serious. Words like depth, presence, and authority appeared more often. Together their trajectories formed something rare. Momentum without chaos. Public appearances reinforced the narrative. When they attended events, the tone changed. Cameras lingered. Crowds responded differently. There was no forced spectacle, just confidence and composure. Their silence spoke louder than promotion ever could. Fans sensed it too. Discussions evolved from excitement to respect. People no longer asked when their next project would drop. They trusted it would arrive when ready. Anticipation replaced impatience. Midway through the year, global brands made their move. Endorsements once considered untouchable were secured. International campaigns aligned their launches with Dylan and Shen Yue's availability. Some brands waited months rather than move forward without them. One marketing executive revealed that using their image instantly lifted engagement across multiple regions. Not just views but trust. Audiences believed in them. The pressure was immense, yet neither cracked. Insiders described sets that ran smoothly even under tight timelines. No egos. No friction. Just clarity. When challenges arose, they were addressed calmly. Leadership replaced reaction. This steadiness became their signature. As the year progressed, analysts began using a new phrase: cultural anchors. Dylan Wang and Shen Yue were no longer just participants in the industry. They were reference points. Streaming platforms adjusted algorithms. Casting directors reconsidered combinations. Younger actors cited them as models not for fame but for discipline. What made the story extraordinary was the absence of scandal. No dramatic feuds. No public meltdowns. Just consistent excellence. Toward the end of the year, a closed industry gathering confirmed what many suspected. Projections for the following year were already being built around them. International collaborations were hinted at. Scripts written with their voices in mind. This was not a peak. It was an expansion. Privately, Dylan and Shen Yue remained grounded. Friends said they spoke often about balance. About protecting peace. About knowing when to step back. Success had not blinded them. It sharpened them. The industry learned an important lesson. Dominance does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it arrives quietly and stays. By the final months of 2025, the narrative was undeniable. Dylan Wang and Shen Yue had not just filled calendars. They had redefined what being fully booked truly meant. Not exhaustion but intention. Not noise but influence. And when people look back at this year, they will not remember one project or one headline. They will remember the moment two careers moved in perfect alignment and changed the rhythm of the industry itself. If this journey inspired you, if it opened your eyes to what real success looks like, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment your thoughts, and share it with fans everywhere. Your engagement helps keep these deep stories alive and ensures you never miss what happens next. Because true power does not rush. It arrives prepared. And Dylan Wang and Shen Yue are only getting started.